Okay, this is going to be a demonstration for the second part of the cityscape drawings. But basically, this next part, what we're going to be mainly doing is we're going to be adding windows, doors, or even signs. I forgot I mentioned signs the last time. And we're going to change up some of these buildings on how they look. Okay, so right now we're not really concerned about any details that we're going to add to the cityscape. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that you can do, and things that you kind of shouldn't avoid doing. But you don't want to like draw like people, trees, or any like little detailed stuff. Even like on the buildings too. You don't want to go like super detailed with how the doors, signs, or windows are gonna look. Right now we're just kind of getting like a basic idea of like how you want your cityscape to look. Okay, so I'm just going to show you like a couple of very, very general, generic things that you can do with the cityscapes. One thing you can do, obviously, is adding doors and windows. So, for example, if you want to add a door to this building here, it's pretty easy. All you're going to do is do two vertical lines. Okay, you want to do two perfect vertical lines. So this is how high my door is going to be. So like halfway to the wall here, and then my other door is going to be over here. Okay, my door is actually going to be a little bit narrow because it's like further back in space. So it's going to look like this when I'm done. So this is my door here, and just remember you have to draw a diagonal for like this part here. It's actually not going to be a diagonal. It's actually going to be a perfect, or almost a perfect. It's going to be like somewhat of a horizontal line. Okay, but just bear in mind though, when you guys are drawing your doors and windows, if it falls below the horizon line, so just imagine there's like an imaginary line here. If it falls below it, and in this case the door is below it, it's going to actually go diagonally down. So it's going diagonally down a little bit, but if it's above the horizon line, it's going to go like this. So let's just say hypothetically, I wanted to add a sign above the door. And just like how I said before, you want to draw everything very, very lightly with the pencil. So I'm going to draw a sign right here above the door. So I'm going to draw one vertical line here, one over here. Again, you want to kind of just guesstimate, guesstimate where these parts would end, because I'm making it a little bit longer than this one here because I had to create another diagonal line. So this diagonal line is going to go from one end to the other. So this one's going to actually go diagonally up, and then this one's actually going to be close to being horizontal because of where it is. Okay, but just keep in mind of that because a lot of you, and I saw a couple of you do this with your drawings. When I briefly explained it a little bit, a lot of you had all of these lines be horizontal, and like I just drew like a line. Let's just say like I drew like a line here, a line there. It's gonna look weird if you do it that way. Okay, but you want to keep in mind of that as you're working. So you can add doors, windows. You can even treat the windows as a sign too, because this could be technically a sign for the building. All right. Then other things you can do too is you want to add like alleyways where you can basically have like car go here and go in there and this part here. You can just do a perfect horizontal line, so horizontal left and right, where the vertical line and that diagonal line meet. So I can do one horizontal line here, and I can do another one on the top here. Again, I'm just lining up the top of my page. You gotta make sure everything's perfectly straight when you do the vertical and horizontal. And I'm gonna erase this line here. All right. So now it looks like there's like an alleyway that can go in this way here. So that's one detail you can do. Change up your buildings. Other things you can do too. If you want to, create more buildings or make some of the buildings smaller, I can draw another vertical line here, and now I've created like a whole other building in between, So that's one option. Another thing you can do too is if you want to extend the lines higher. So this one's going to be higher here, and this one's going to be a lot higher because it's closer to the edge. Okay, you can actually create more, or not more buildings, but taller buildings. So I'm just making this building taller here. This line's a little crooked, so I clean it up. Again, I'm drawing very lightly, so you always want to draw lightly with the pencil because you're always going to make changes or adjustments to your building. So this is going to be actually a very high building. So now I'm going to use my vanishing point, and I'm going to do a diagonal line here. I actually drew this line a little short, so we're going to have to add that line up a little higher. Okay, so now the building's going up here, but now we got to do the other horizontal line. I'm gonna do one here, and then I'm actually gonna have it end right here. I just want this to be like a tall skyscraper, not like a really fat building, but like have like a skyscraper building. So now we have a building that's a little bit taller. Okay, so you can change the heights of the buildings. You can add more buildings. Okay, and it's up to you how you want to do your cityscapes. Maybe I might want to try to think what I could do back here. I'm gonna change this up a little bit more. So I'm actually gonna make this one a little bit higher. So again, I'm just gonna add another line here, add one there. Even changing even like a little bit higher, that'll make all the difference, and it'll make the buildings look more interesting and appealing because you don't want all these buildings to be the same exact height. And in this case here, I'm just gonna have it just go all the way to the end. So you see like a little bit of the side of the building here. Okay, so other things you can do too is again, you don't want to go like super detailed with it, but my suggestion is, it might be nice to look at pictures of, some buildings, just to give you some ideas on like things that you can do. So, for example, I'm going to zoom in real closely so you guys can see. Maybe you might want to, create little garages, or, if you want to go a little bit more detailed with the windows. But I'm going to go over details a little bit more though. But you can change like the, different shapes for the doors and windows. Some skyscrapers. Oh yeah, nice thing you can do too is you can add some patterns to how the buildings look. So why don't we work on that? Some of the patterns, but using those, it gives me a little bit more of like things that I can do with these doors and windows. So maybe for like this building, I can do another vertical line, and then do one here. And, let's just say I want to do like a rounded top to it. So we're going to draw the same. Well, actually, I'm going to draw this a little bit higher, just so you guys can see. So this is going to be like my door. I'm making it a little bit higher than it needs to be. But, if I wanted to curve this out, though, I can curve this shape here and curve that there. So I'm still using that square, but I'm just curving it out. So it's gonna touch the top of that, but it's gonna curve out that way. That's how you're gonna make like more of those curved doors if you want to do that. Even that looks a little bit funny, but that's close enough though. That's gonna be the challenge of this assignment though, is drawing the buildings the way that you want it. Like what kind of details that you want to do. But the interesting thing about doing this perspective drawing is it gives you like an idea of like how to actually draw them, not like copy a picture. Look at these pictures again. We're not going to go over details yet. I don't think we're ready. But other things you can do too, if you want to change up some of these buildings. For example, whoops. I'm going to try to show you guys a couple other things that we can do. But if you want to like add like rails on some areas, So for example, if we want to, like even add like a little, this is more for like next time, but I'm gonna show you guys a couple things you can do. You can add, little parts to the building. So we're gonna draw another diagonal line here, and we're gonna, do a curve here. So basically, we're doing like kind of like one of those like rain drain or those drains. So you can do that with your drawing. Let's just add a little bit more detail to it. What else could you do? Yeah, I would just keep working on that though. Just add more, pathways. Add more windows. Work on the drawings a little bit more. Yeah, next class though we'll go into more detail. So can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I'm gonna show you guys a couple examples of like things you can do. Make more sense. I'm just gonna draw this a little bit more. I want to add one more building over here. Okay, so that's another alleyway there. You just want to get like a general idea of like how things would look though. But I'll show you guys a couple examples of things you can do. This is one that I drew like 4 years back. We're gonna go more into details later, but one thing you do is you can do these little umbrella things. Those are pretty easy to do. So let's just say I want to draw like an umbrella on top of this part here. But basically I would just have to draw a diagonal line here. And basically I'm just creating like a rectangle on the top, and I'm going to draw another one on the bottom here. So, you really have to, think about your drawing. Think about like what it looks like and then how to use these diagonal lines as your guide. So I'm going to just draw one line here like this. It's a curve. So it's part of the curve for my umbrella. And then the other curve is going to look like this here. And then I got to draw another vertical line here. So that's how I create that an umbrella on top. The door looks kind of funny here though, so I'm gonna have to readjust my door. So that's the reason why you have to, erase your drawing and change up things. I might just leave it like this for now. Work on it later. But let me show you guys a couple other things too though. Like when we add like trash cans, these things, I'm gonna show you that next class. But I could show you this part where like the garage goes in. It's pretty easy. So let's just say we were to, let's do it with this one here. So I'm gonna just draw another rectangle here. Draw one here. If you want to, you can actually have this part go in. It could be kind of like an open garage. I intend for that, but it could be an open garage. But let's do it over here with this one. So I'm gonna do another vertical line here. Another one on the top here, there. And if you want this part to be like, that can go in, then just draw a line here. And then another diagonal line there. Where those intersect though, you can draw another line here. I mean, this is like essentially just drawing at what it looks like. It's not like super set rules though. You just want to make sure everything looks correct in the drawing. Again with the straight line diagonal. We're gonna make it look like it's going in. Alright. So, don't worry about details though. We're just adding windows, doors, alleyways. There's a lot of things that I showed you though. But yeah, as we keep working though, I'm going to show you more things. But I'm just going to kind of skim through these. These are like more of the student examples. The ones I showed you before were like from from me though. But these things will look nice though.